So news coming out right now that Eddie Hearn confirms that him and Dmitry Bivol have talked about possibly fighting Canelo Alvarez in the future. Something that could happen. They already had talks about it, and also Dmitry Bivol has had interest in the past. Said things like he would move down a weight class to be undisputed at 68 and 75. To be undisputed in two different weight classes. He said it was something that he was hoping to have done. A lot of fighters definitely wouldn't have said that, guys at 175. They wouldn't have said, let's go down to 168. I feel like that was a perfect opportunity then for Canelo to strike while it was hot and try to get a belt at 75 and then put the belts for 68 on the line as well. But, you got to believe in yourself to do that. And I guess he didn't believe in himself at that time because now, he's saying a whole lot of different things. And I think back then he would have got a Dmitry Bivol who was a lot more fresh, a lot more green. It's a tougher fight now right now. If Dmitry Bivol goes in there and does what he did against Bitterby in the last fight. But it's still a good fight though. I think that Dmitry Bivol is putting everything on the line and trying to make the best fights happen, especially in boxing. They talked about him fighting cruiserweights, 168, 75s, Benavidez. With Apatai, he already fought Zerto. So he's fought most people. Only people he hasn't fought is probably Benavidez and Usyk. But he's fought just about everybody else. Apatai, that's another guy he hasn't fought, but he fought Zerto, who's a cruiserweight now, and a champion at cruiserweight. So it definitely makes a lot of sense. Like I've said, he's a guy who fought everybody. I know a lot of people said, well, he should be a top 5 pound for pound guy because he beat Canelo. He's top 5 pound for pound because he beat everybody. He's fought everybody. Everybody that Bitterville couldn't get his hands on, Bivol did. And he's had some tough fights lately. So a lot of people haven't noticed that, but a lot of guys he's fought, even the ones that filled in last year when Bitterville was hurt, those were some tough guys too. They were still top contenders where they come from. So those weren't no easy fights. But, they want to try to make this fight happen between him and Canelo Alvarez, which I think a lot of fans are still expecting to happen. It's a huge section of fans that didn't get to catch the fight live. They didn't think it was that good of a matchup. And then now it's just a bigger fight. The more that Bivol fights, the more belts he collects. It just becomes a bigger fight, and it becomes an undisputed fight that happens between him and Canelo. So that can be something they can look into. But this is something they're planning after the Crawford situation or whatever. But that just shows you how far ahead these people actually are as far as coming into these fights. And like I said, if you're a fan and you want to see certain fights, you definitely better start talking about it because that's the reason they're talking about it now. They're trying to put fillers out there to see who's interested in what matchup the most. Is it Benavidez? Is it Bivol? Most Canelo fans would probably say Bivol because that's a revenge fight. A lot of them not interested in Benavidez. They don't want to see that matchup. They know it's a scary matchup. Not to say that he's more dangerous than Bivol, but he's still a wild card to them. You know what I'm saying? I haven't heard too many people congratulate Benavidez after his performance over Morrell. So that lets me know that he still has a lot of people out here who doesn't want him to face Canelo Alvarez at this point. But Dmitry Bivol, that's a fight they most likely will lean into. They'd rather see that. And it's a fight for undisputed, so they would want their fighter to get undisputed possibly 3 times if he was to fight Bivol for the belts. So that could work. But that'll be something that won't happen until 2026. But it's still a good fight.